Hello, and welcome to Small Business Spotlight. And I have the beautiful, talented, gifted Tori Autumn with me today. Hi, Tori.
Hi, Sharon. Thank you for having me on. I'm excited to chat with you.
Tori Autumn is the founder of Tori Autumn Conversion Copywriter. And for those of you out there that don't know what a copywriter does, Tori's going to tell us about it. But first, tell us how you founded your business. How did it come to be?
So I actually started out doing starting a business and life coaching, and I was hosting self-love events in DC, and they were getting sold out, and it was a lot of fun, especially bringing women of color together. And at the end of the networking events, I would have if people had hobbies or people had their own businesses, they can get up and share whatever you want as a networking opportunity. And then right after that, COVID hit, and I lost that touch of in-person events and in-person connections, and my business completely slowed down. But I kept in touch with all of the women who came to the self-love events, and we started talking about business, and I started giving them marketing ideas, and then they started getting results from them, and they're like, stop giving this stuff for free, lady, you can get paid for doing that. And so it felt like before I gave myself permission to step into the realm of copywriting and marketing, I was getting that reflection back from people who I shared with, that my self-love coaching business was not doing as well before the pandemic, but I was still able to write emails that got people to open and get people to come to virtual events, and still a few signups, just not as many. So from there, I said, well, let me just try out. Let me just try out copywriting and see how my audience responds. And I rebranded myself a few times, but I stuck with conversion copywriting, which means writing copy that helps, that gets people to make a decision, make an action. So that's clicking
Mm.
something, buying something from you, signing up for an event, joining your newsletter. And I really focused, took some classes, took some courses, and that's where I'm at today, working with service providers.
Well, full disclosure, Tori is my conversion copywriter. And when I look through my social media account, I can definitely tell, and look at my emails, I can definitely tell me from Tori in terms of aesthetics. But what I appreciated about you and appreciate about you is that you kept my point, my voice, my point of view, and my voice. So the pictures are better. It's more organized, but it still sounds like me. And I think that's very important in terms of what you do, so that people aren't looking at something and be like, that don't sound nothing like Sharon. I know somebody else did it. So can you speak to how you pick up on that? Because to me, it's a gift to know this is how someone sounds or how someone presents themselves.
Thank you for mentioning that, because I think I've heard the feedback recently. Oh, you're a copywriter. Don't you feel intimidated by your competition with AI? And even though AI has different ways to pick up voice, AI is not really designed at this point, at least to do the research and looking at all of your posts as a whole, and looking at your digital blueprint, which is your website, your social media. And I'm mainly looking, when I look forward, I'm looking at the personal pictures of you, because that's where you can actually really step into your voice and step into something that's personal about you, or step into something that you are representing, that you're really excited about, whether that be your course or whether that be like a holiday coming up. Um, so I take time looking into that stuff, and looking at different words or phrases, and also doing our first initial call, which is our kickoff call. I have it recorded, and I look at the transcript and I see how you talk from there. And then when I actually write the copy, I always make sure that nothing goes past you without you approving it. So if something doesn't sound like your voice, I'm like, from that very first beginning, let's start a good habit of getting into your voice and how you can tell your audience like the strongest call to action for them to buy or sign up for something.
Well, that's amazing. And that's a good segue into time management. And I told you that June at the Business Vision and Development Center is about time management and knowing the breadth of what you do. I figured it would be perfect time for you to talk about time management. So as you take on a client and you have so many other things to do, is there a system to how you prioritize your time?
Yes. So I use Asana. I've used Todoist before, but I moved back to Asana just because I like when I click something off, a little unicorn goes across the
Oh,
screen.
yeah.
But I break it up into client work and then business owner work and then also personal stuff. So I got into the habit of also adding in things that just keep swirling around in my head. I just put it in Asana. And I have things that recur that are like a repeated every week or something that's priority. I mark it as priority. But mainly when I first start the day, I check my emails, but I'm also checking to see what type of projects that I need to focus on. And when I think about the different parts of the projects, the part that takes the most time is the research because I don't just rely on, and I love AI, but I don't just rely on AI to just go ahead and write something really quickly. I want to see how your audience is going to respond to it based on different Facebook groups and the type of ways that they're talking about their challenges. So I spend time more so in the morning time doing research. And I find myself at night actually writing. So my schedule is kind of spread out, but it works for me because I can write faster at night. I'm more creative. And then I also am able in the daytime to kind of break up business owner stuff, run errands, take care of my dad, take care of my little dog Sugar, and just kind of spend the evening before the deadlines to get the copy done.
And
But Asana is my tool to use it.
so that brings us to, you mentioned a couple of things that I call time blocking. So you got your priorities, you know what your day is going to look like. And some of those things, like we talk about, are repetitive things. And so is it like Wednesdays from 3 to 5, I've blocked out time to work on my budget? Do you do any kind of time blocking?
Sorry, I got windy out here. Yeah. Yeah. So I actually wake up really early each day. I'm up by like 5, 6 a.m. So I'm up after praying, meditating. I block out 7 to 9 to start doing the research. And then I
Okay.
kind of give myself the space. Yeah, I kind of give myself the space because sometimes I'm in person and on site for some of my clients. And then in the evening times from after dinner time, so about 7 to 9, I do the writing. Since that typically is when I end up just writing anyways. I used to do it the opposite. I used to just try to work a 9 to 5 schedule, but that didn't last
Mm-mm.
long.
But what I do want to talk to people about, what you started with, and I want people to incorporate, is you do prayer and meditation. And it's so important to block out time for our self-care, self-love. And I find that's how I start my day: journaling, meditation, prayer, and a cup of tea. And then I can face the day. And so I want to commend you because you got to take care of you, and then go off running. The only thing I can't do, I get up early like you, but by 6 or 7, it's a wrap. It is a wrap. But when the other thing I wanted to ask you about was, because when you were doing my copywriting, some of it you delegated out because it's always good to have, can't do it all. And so it's always good to collaborate. Just like I delegated out my stuff to you, do you have a person or practice of delegating out some of your tasks?
Yes, I delegate the graphic design part because I take really slow doing that. But that is the main piece. And I'm looking to add another copywriter on the team just to help while I do more so of the social media and website, maybe someone who can help me write emails quicker. But yeah, for now, it's delegating any type of graphic design work that accompanies the copywriting.
All righty. And I have one more question, or really a statement about time management. And what I find for myself is that I'm pretty good at setting boundaries, but I'm not very good at keeping boundaries. So, like with you, I know what time we're scheduled to speak, but I'll text you. I don't care what time it is. I'll call, I'll email on the weekend. And so I'm trying to get better with that because believe me, I wanted to blow you up all weekend. But I just tried to do one home email and park it. So when it comes to setting boundaries, are you good with that? Do you have a practice for that? And I guess saying no is setting a boundary. So do you have a way of saying no, even though no is a complete sentence?
That's such a good question. So I think part of so yes, I think I'm getting better with boundaries because I'm also not online as much as I used to be. And part of the issue is that with emails, it's so instant. And when we once, even if someone say, I don't, just get to this when you can. They want it like yesterday. And I think just pausing, and even with again with prayer and meditation, I'll just bring it back to that to say that I have to pause. I have to
Mhm.
sometimes take what someone just asked me and process it a little bit slower than when I used to because um about 6 months ago I lost my mom and a lot of things not just to how I do business but way my brain operates is a little slower. So I always been the type of person that's like go 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 go, but now I have to take a few tasks a day, and if I can just get the three top tasks done, and the rest just have to wait till tomorrow, then they just have to wait till tomorrow. I do want to follow up and say that I've had recently I use no is a full sentence, and I've had a situation with a client where they didn't care that it was a full sentence. They kept pressing and kept pressing, and I think that for people who struggle with saying no and then also struggling with someone's reaction because we say no, I say that there are ways that you can get out of it. One, I like to when I am at capacity, when I'm overwhelmed, I like to send people resources. Like we're at the part of our contracts where I've done the work and we've done the time. These are the certain time, the hours that I work. If you need other support, here are a few places that I recommend. Or here are a few blog posts that can support you with these marketing questions. I like to give people resources because at this point, I'm showing them that I'm stopping the service that I can provide you with, but there are other avenues other than me, and that's basically how I've been doing boundaries lately because Miss Sharon, some people just don't want to take no for an answer. So so in those situations, I find myself saying, well, I'm not responsible for how they react to it. I can only, say it in a polite way and stick to it.
I think that is great, and I'm going to take that and put that in my toolkit because, when people ask me to do certain things, my my past self will be like, I'm not doing that. I don't like doing that. I don't want to do that. Now I'm moving more into let me not just be so no in the moment before I process it and say, I might want to do this down the road. You know what I mean? This may be a feature that I may want to add. And now I've put them off because I was like, I ain't doing it, I ain't gonna do it, or whatever. And I like to giving them resources by saying, I'm not available right now. Here are some resources, and maybe we can come back together in a couple of months and revisit your issue, because I want to see you be successful. How did that sound, Tori? That sound good?
That sounded perfect. Yep. You could turn it into a script and save it in your Google folder when you really are capacity working with someone. So I have my own little script.
Really?
So, yes, yes. And it's for me to have those boundaries so that I'm not finding myself overextending because now I feel bad because I can't help
Yeah,
them or I
yeah,
don't want to. Yeah, so I keep that handy.
yeah. Because I have a habit of, after I say no, then I go into, oh, I shouldn't have said it that way. Maybe I should call them back. Da 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 da. So yeah, I'm going to start a script response in Google Docs and just send them an email and thank them for their service. Thank them for their support. But ultimately, the last word is no. So, Tori, where can people find you and follow you if they want to reach out to you?
Absolutely. Sharon, I just want to say thank you so much for having me in this business spotlight for BBDC. And you can find me at Tori at HeyToriAutumn.com is my email, or you can find me on LinkedIn and Instagram at Tori Autumn.
And just to let everybody know, next month, July, is going to be marketing. So you'll get to see Tori again. So if you have some marketing questions within boundaries, please let Tori know. You can send them to me and I can send them to her before the interview. And Tori, again, thank you so much. Thank you for supporting me. And I'm a fan. So, and we will talk again next month when we do marketing.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Like, share, and subscribe.